Hi. So I've been going back and forth for a while now on whether or not I should make this video, and I figure I have nothing to lose, so I'm gonna do it. Most of you know I'm a dental hygienist and I work for a periodontist, which means that I work with patients that have a more advanced or aggressive form of gum disease. And one thing that I noticed is growing up, every time I went to the dentist, my hygienist would say, "Are you flossing? Are you flossing?" And she never said, "Here, let me show you how to floss," or "Let me see your flossing technique." And that's one thing that I do with every one of my patients is I have them show me how they're flossing. 99% of the time, it's not right. So I thought I would just make a really quick how-to video because I know that once I show my patients the proper way, they're like, "Oh my gosh, I've been wasting all this time. I've just been spinning my wheels." And I like people to work smarter and not harder. So, I'm gonna start by, I'm gonna try and use my little model here and see if it works. He's missing a few. He hasn't been doing too well. So one thing is not all floss is created equal. There's some floss that I hate using and some that feel really nice and get a lot out. One of my favorites is this Dr. Tongue Smart Floss. It's like nice and thick, almost like ropey. This is Gum Brand Expanding Floss. This is pretty good too. There's some like Reach that I don't care for. Glide I definitely don't care for. But I can talk more about that if you have questions. Okay, so I'm going to use some of the Dr. Tongue Smart Floss that I've pulled out. You want to use about 18 inches, a good amount so that you can wrap it around your fingers. I wrap it around my middle fingers on both sides. And the key is that you want to create a nice taut area. One of the biggest mistakes that I see my patients make is they try and floss like this and it's too floppy. You need a good amount of tension so that it can scrape off the plaque bacteria. One thing is, when I was growing up, I always thought that flossing was just to like remove a chunk of food, remove some ribs, some corn on the cob, whatever you're eating. When you don't floss, you're actually missing 40% of your tooth surface. So brushing gets the front and it gets the back, but it's really flossing that's gonna clean in between your teeth. So it's so important. Okay, so you wanna create a nice tight area like that, good tension so that you have enough pull to really scrape off that sticky plaque because it's really sticky. Let's see if I can make this work here. Okay, so another big mistake that I see my patients make is they take their floss and they go up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, and they're not getting anything. They're just like breezing by. In hygiene school, Shantae used to call it the snap and go. Shout out to you, Tay. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to get it down in between your teeth, pull it really tight like a C shape. Woo, let's hope that doesn't happen. These are a little bit loose. You want to pull it like you pull it really tight like a C shape around the tooth, and you want to go under the gum line a little bit. I think a lot of people are afraid to do that because they don't want to hurt themselves, but the tension should always be against the tooth, not down into the gum area. So as long as you keep that tension against the tooth, you should be able to get under the gums a good, 2 millimeters or so. Just enough so it disappears if you don't want millimeters. So you want to create that nice C shape, go all the way down as far as you can, again, without hurting yourself, and then scrape the whole length of the tooth. Another thing that I see my patients doing wrong is once they master this kind of technique, I see them do it in the front, but in the back, they're pulling this straight to create tension. So instead of a full C shape, it's hard to show you, full C shape on the top and the bottom, they're pulling this side straight. So be aware of that. You want both sides to be pulled really tight. So then you want to give it a good 4 bounces. 1, 2, 3, and then pull it over to the other side. 1, 2, 3. It's hard to pull tight on this model. Yeah. So those are the main things that I see. Like I said, in my patients, they have it too floppy, so you want to make sure it's reeled in really tight. And then they're just doing the snap and go, the up and down. So just make sure that you're thinking of it. One way that I always joke is with my patients, when you get out of the shower and you take a towel and you wrap it around your butt, think of it like that. Like you want to get that whole side and not just one little line. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed my tutorial. I think I'm bored not being in work and I miss educating my patients. But if I can even help one person floss a little better and keep their teeth a little bit longer, then I've done my job. If you've made it this far, thank you. If not, hey, no harm, no foul.